Bro, I got some motherfucking questions that need answering because I just read the Boruto chapter, and the Boruto manga may actually starting to stir up a lot of controversy, stir up some heat. It's interesting because the new chapter reveals a lot. You know, there's a lot going on with Boruto. There's a part where time stops. There's so much shit going on. So I'm gonna say this first off. For the people who don't know about the Boruto manga, you should go like Google search it to find it and read it, or buy the chapters and shit like that. So in this video, there will be spoilers about the new Boruto chapter, basically what's happening in Boruto, and I'm gonna give you guys my personal thoughts and personal opinions on it. So if you guys are excited, make sure you hit that like button if you're new to the channel, subscribe for daily content. But now with that being said, I have to talk about what's going on in Boruto because this shit is insane.
Whipping all this double bitty chopper. Fuck all you bitches at the trap house. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. I can't trust you, I can't give you real address. They don't mean that be like Jerry Stacker. I might fall in love with my trap house.
Alright, so in the new Boruto chapter, basically this picks up after when, you know, they fought with Momoshiki and shit like that. They fought against Kinsuki, they went and rescued Naruto and stuff like that. We saw a lot of stuff happening in the build up into this, but there was a brief moment that kind of fucked me. Like, I just honestly, I'm confused. I need answers. I need to know more, and I'm not going to be able to get that shit till like maybe next month, maybe April. So that's something that's kind of has me upset. Like, I'm really hurt about that. But alright, so basically after the fight with Momoshiki, everybody knows, you know, Boruto was the one that finished him off using the Rasengan that was empowered by Naruto. But there's this moment, right, when time briefly stops. Time briefly stops and Momoshiki reappears. It's like, what? Momoshiki came back, you know, and then when Boruto went to look and see if like everybody was like aware of this, if everybody was like, hey, look dad, look Sasuke, you know, this nigga's back, like what the hell is going on? Like that shit right there, it kind of had me in a state of like, wait, how the fuck did he freeze everybody? So Momoshiki straight up froze time, right, to have a brief moment with Boruto. He started talking about Boruto's eye color. He started talking about how blue they are. It's like those blue eyes of you. The blue eyes of yours is gonna be the depth of you. And he knew that Boruto had like Byakugan heritage. You know, they knew he was from the Hyuga land basically. So in this brief moment, you know, at this time, Boruto can't even fucking move. He's just like standing there, and he's probably, you know, just freaking out, just going crazy because he's like, oh my god, this guy's still alive. How the fuck is he still alive? And it looks as if there was a seal being encrusted into Boruto's hand. Now, you don't really get to see what happens, but it's almost as if Momoshiki left him with like a curse. And he said a few words. He was like, you know, in order to defeat a god or defeating gods, you're no ordinary person, and he called him "Oh son of man," basically saying he was a son of man, like he was the son of mankind. You know, this shit was kind of crazy, and I guess it could be "Oh son of man" by him referring to Naruto, because Naruto basically, once they beat Kaguya, once you beat somebody that's classified as a god, or classified as somebody that owns their own dimension, like Kinshiki, like Momoshiki, like Kaguya, you know, like Toniri's, people like them. Once you defeat those people, you're no longer normal, so your life just changes. So basically he said his blue eyes will be the ruin of him. Pay heed to my warning and stuff like that. He left him with this like diamond in the side of his hand, so it was really crazy. So leading up to that, you know, we had a little bit more stuff going on in the manga. We got to see, so basically a few days passed, you know, things start to normalize in the Leaf Village. You know, they're no longer under threat by this supreme like destruction guy. It's kind of just some chill shit. So we see Shikadai, we see Chocho, and then we see Saino or Salino. I'm not even sure how to pronounce Saino's kid's name, so if you guys like have a way to pronounce it, is it two I's or is it an I and an L? Because one I is capital, I guess, if that's the case. But basically we see their kids, and you know, they're talking about the missions that they're on. You know, they talking about how they went out and they did missions together and stuff like that. They're talking about how well they placed. You know, my boy Shikadai is upset that he lost to Boruto. He understands Boruto did cheat it, but he still went extra hard, like after he found out Boruto cheated, once the tuning exams continued and stuff like that. But he's still getting in, and he's bitching about how he's getting a lot of jobs, how the team is getting a lot of missions, and it was one of the reasons for, you know, them being so well executed, it's them being so strong as a team and shit like that. So we got a little bit of them, you know, a little bit of story going on with the other characters. You know, you get to see more characters going on, and you kind of get to see like some chill vibes, you know what I'm saying? So that was pretty dope, just to get to look at them and see their insights and see how they feel about what happened with Boruto and him cheating with the ninja tool. I thought that was pretty cool. I also thought it was pretty interesting to see Chocho and like Ino and Sidekick like fight with Salino. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I don't want to keep butchering it, but it was pretty interesting because these two were like upset with each other. They were like hella pissed off because, you know, this man called her fatty, she called him whitey. They were literally about to fight. So to see this like old ass rivalry type thing going on with these two, I thought that was pretty cool. Like that shit made me remember like the old Naruto days, like when they were growing up and they were first getting their bonds before they became like this complete team. You know, it's still like they were still getting to know each other, they're still familiar with each other. Their teamwork still needed a little bit of work, and you know that's basically what everybody in the new generation is doing. They're trying to execute their teamwork. They're trying to figure out who is who. You know, how can they trust them and what can they do and shit like that. That way they can establish a better bond for like future cause and future things that are to come in anime. Now let's talk about the boy Shinki. Like Shinki is probably one of the more scary, like mysterious, like dangerous looking characters around. Like, you know, he has a lot of leader like skills. That's like what basically goes into his backstory and his bio. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we have him upset. He's just kind of pondering. He was just like he was thinking about Boruto. He was talking to Gaara, and if you guys don't know, Gaara is his adoptive father, so he's adopted into the family. You know, Shinki is basically picked up by Gaara, and he was trained and stuff like that. So if you look at Shinki, he's talking about how Boruto was basically this cheater-like guy. You know, he wasn't really good. The fact that he was able to defeat somebody like Momoshiki, you know, he was really upset about it. He didn't like it. He didn't think it was cool because he thought, you know, he was stronger than Boruto, and he was like, how the fuck is he stronger than me? You know, and I can clearly beat him, and he was able to beat Momoshiki, but I know for a fact that I can't beat Momoshiki. So he's probably like questioning it, and he's probably wondering like, how was that possible? Now we all know that Boruto did receive a little bit of chakra from Naruto, but at the same time it still took his own will, his own drive. And you gotta still think about this too. You know, he is the son of the 7th Hokage, the 4th Hokage, as well as Kushina, and like these people are like the best ninjas of all time. Like they were always like well respected. They were always like looked at and appreciated. And then we have Kankuro, like an adult Kankuro, which is the funniest shit in the world to look at, because like he's just bullying and he's making fun of Shinki. You know, he's basically teasing him, saying, you know, you was actually out there trying to fight against Boruto, but the thing is, Boruto went ahead and fought Momoshiki while you just stood back there with your hands folded, like you was just sitting there watching, scared, almost if you were like terrified of him and shit like that. So he's kind of like egging him on, like basically telling him you did nothing while Boruto went out there and fought. But like it was one of those things where he was just kind of teasing him, and you know, my boy Shinki kind of glared at him as looking like, yo, I will fuck you up. Don't play with me. Don't disrespect me like that. Put some respect on my name. So we see a little bit of Gaara giving Shinki some advice, almost if Naruto was talking to Boruto, you know, in a father-like sense, because he is his adopted father. And he was telling him, you know, you need to find your own path, basically find your own ninja role. Don't worry about what other people got going on. You got to kind of worry about yourself. You kind of build your own road and just figure out what you want to do in order to become a ninja and how you want to get to that path and stuff like that. So you can see Gaara basically laying in the roots, trying to get him to understand it's not about who wins the fight. It's about what you do as a ninja. You shouldn't have to worry about fighting each other because you guys are friends. Well, not really friends, as in allies, because your guys are allied villages. I guess all the kids don't really know each other as well as the parents know each other, because you know they still developing bonds with each other. I guess if you're in the Leaf and you grew up around the kids, it's probably more interesting for you to have a bond with each other than like, you know, him being a part of the Sand and him not actually being there. So you see him like kind of upset that he saw Boruto beat Momoshiki and he felt like he wasn't as strong enough, and then he felt like he couldn't even beat Momoshiki, so how the hell did he do it? So it's a little bit of jealousy there, just a little mixed vibe. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. Maybe we'll get to see those two fight later on. Maybe if like they resume the Chunin exams or something like that, we'll see these two go head to head. That'd be dope. Another couple of things that we saw in the anime, about the manga actually, which I think is dope and it kind of relates to that anime. Basically, if you guys watch the Boruto movie, you know Boruto always worried about having cool clothes. He always wanted his clothes clean. He was upset because his dad carried around a dirty jacket, but in the end, he eventually wore Naruto's jacket. You know, he actually said his jacket was kind of cool, and his jacket actually got messed up. Like his Boruto's jacket got messed up, and he asked his mom Hinata to repair it. And I thought it was pretty dope because it wasn't like the old Boruto. You know, he was more about video games, more about having clean clothes and shit like that. He was kind of back on his Naruto shit. He wanted his jacket repaired. He thought it was more cooler than getting a new one, because Hinata even suggested, would you like to get a new one? And he was like, nah, this one's cooler. I don't want to get a new one. I think this one's pretty fine. So, you know, we got like some build up moments. You know, if you guys like watch, you saw like him and Naruto do the fist bump basically at the end of the movie when they were both leaving off, going to do their own little thing. They got that little moment of the dad son moment moment. I thought that was pretty cool, as well as Sarada, Mitsuki, and Boruto like basically getting ready to go out on a mission with Konohamaru Sensei, and you know they're talking about Sarada wanting to become Hokage, Boruto talking about how he just wants to be a ninja like Sasuke, he just wants to follow his own path, he doesn't really want to be a Hokage because he felt like, you know, his grandfather and his dad basically became Hokage. They went down that path. He doesn't want to go down that path. He wants to make his own different path. He wants to be different from them. And I think it's kind of interesting because if we look at it, Naruto always wanted to become Hokage, but he didn't even know his dad was like a Hokage. He didn't even know Minato was a Hokage. He didn't know anything about his background or his history. So it was one of those things where he just wanted to do it. You know, it wasn't as if he was following his father's path. It's just something that he felt like he wanted to do it so he could be acknowledged by everybody. So I thought that was pretty interesting because Boruto thinks maybe, you know, Naruto knew about his dad, you know, becoming Hokage and shit like that, or knew his dad was a Hokage, so he felt like he was obligated to become Hokage, but it was kind of something that Naruto chose for himself. It's more like his own pet, because even though his dad did it, it's just kind of something that he wanted to do, you know, it just happened to go that way. If we look at it into detail, like I'm like scrolling through just looking at it, Sarada actually thinks Boruto is a lot cooler than what he was before, but then like she was talking about how his eyes are bluer than the 7 Hokages, and that brings him back to Momoshiki talking about those blue eyes of you will be the ruin of you or some shit one day. So with that being said, this kind of gives me some speculation right here. So honestly, I might make a what if video about it. I don't know if I want to go into detail right now. This just give me some speculation, because it's like those blue eyes of yours will one day take everything from you. So talking about Boruto, his eyes being blue, and then they're talking about how his eyes are bluer than Naruto's, which is the 7 Hokages. Naruto has some pretty blue eyes. So to have eyes that are bluer than Naruto's, this gives me a lot of thoughts going on. So I'll be working on a theory video to go with this. But then, you know, we just see the seal. They actually showed a seal that was put into his hand, and then it just goes back into just like some casual stuff, and they talk about the next chapter coming out to April 3rd, I think. So nothing too much major, but we did get a lot of insight about what happened afterwards, you know, because there was that blank period after the movie when nobody actually knew what went down. You know, we thought the manga would start off with like stuff that happened after the movie, but it kind of recapped it, but gave it a little different shit, gave it a different twist. So that moment where Boruto actually ran into Momoshiki after the fight in this brief like time and distortion gap, that actually didn't happen in the movie, but it happened in the manga. So we're gonna see it in the show. I guess it's to add like more plot for like the build up and shit like that. I guess they wanted just to keep it mysterious. But now to see Boruto with this mark, will that mark be like a curse mark or something like that? Because he said he didn't care if it was a curse or whatever it was. He didn't give a fuck about it. He said he would just overcome it, just to become like his own ninja. And he recapped thinking about how, you know, Momoshiki said it doesn't, a normal person can't take out a god. So, you know, just know you will never lead a normal life. Once you do take out a god, your whole life has changed. Things are different. So like now that I'm thinking about it, we can possibly see some interesting stuff from Boruto in the future. So let me know what you guys think about what I just talked about. Let me know if you read the chapter. Let me know how you feel about it. Honestly, I thought it was some heat. I thought it was dope. I'm glad to see it finally going into a different direction and getting better. Just let me know your personal thoughts and your personal opinions. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for daily content. And with that being said, my name is Shino Bentrell. Stay true and stay real. Hope you guys have a blessed day. This shit is about to be heat, and I just can't